Ladies and gentlemen, we have come together as part of an experimental Shakespeare project I'm calling Bill's Back at the Globe, because we have wonderful poets from across the planet coming together to read this magical, magical material. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and from the middle and from the top too, because, so here we are. It's Act III, The Tempest by William Shakespeare. Outside Prospero's cell, enter Ferdinand bearing a log.
There be some sports are painful, and their labor delight in them sets off some kind of baseness, are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. This my main task would be as heavy to me as odious, but the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times more gentle than her father's crabbed, and he's composed of harshness I must remove. Some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work and says such baseness had never like executor. I forget, but these sweet arts do even refresh my labors. Most busy lest when I do it.
Enter Miranda and Prospero at a distance unseen. Alas now, pray you, work not so hard. I would the lightning had burn up those logs that you are enjoined to pile. Pray, set it down and rest you. When this burns, 'twill weep for having wearied you. My father is hard and sturdy. Pray now, rest yourself. He's safe for these 3 hours.
Almost, dear mistress, the sun will set before I shall discharge what I must strive to do.
If you will sit down, I will bear your locks the while. Pray, give me that. I will carry it to the pile.
No, precious creature, I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It would become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease, for my goodwill is to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
You look wearily.
No, noble mistress, 'tis fresh morning with me. When you are by night, I do beseech you, chiefly that I might set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my father, I've broke your hest to say so.
Admired Miranda, indeed the top of admiration, worth what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I have eyed with best regard, and many a time the harmony of their tongues hath into bondage brought my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women, never any with so fun soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed, and put it to the foil. But you, oh you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I do not know one of my sex, no woman's face remember, save from my glass, my own, nor have I seen. More that I may call man than you, good friend, and my dear father, how features are abroad, I'm skilless of, that by my modesty, the jewel in my dower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape besides yourself to light off. But I prattle something too wildly, and my father precepts I daren't do forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king. I would not so, and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly blow my mouth. Hear my soul speak. The very instant that I saw you, did my heart fly to your service. There resides to make me slave to it, and for your sake am I this patient log man.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven, oh, earth, bear witness to this sound, and crown what I profess with kind event, if I speak true, if hollowly invert what best is boded me to mischief. I beyond all limit of what else I, the world, do love, prize, honor you.
I am a fool to weep at what I'm glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heavens rain grace on that which breeds between them.
Wherefore weep you?
At my underworthiness that dare not offer what I desire to give, and much less take what I shall die to want. But this is trifling, and all the more it seeks to hide itself. The bigger bout it shows, hence bashful cunning, and prompt me, plain and holy innocence. I am your wife, if you will marry me. If not, I will die your maid, to be your fellow. You may deny me, but I will be your servant, whether you will or no.
My mistress, dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband then?
I, with a heart as willing as bondage heir to a freedom, here's my hand.
And mine, and my heart in it. And now farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000,000.
So glad of this as they I cannot be, who are surprised with all. But my rejoicing at nothing can be more. I'll to my book, for yet ere supper time must I perform much business appertaining.
So here we go with scene 2. Another part of the island. Enter Caliban, Stefano, and Trinculo. How does my honor? Let me lick thy shoe. Let's start again, scene 2. Another part of the island. Enter Caliban, Stefano, and Trinculo.
Tell not me. When the bud is out, we will drink water, not a drop before. Therefore, bear up in boredom. Servant monster, drink to me.
Servant monster, the folly of this island. They say there's but 5 upon this isle. We are 3 of them. If the other 2 be brained like us, the state totters.
Drink, servant monster. When I bid thee, thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? He were a brave monster indeed if they were set on his tail.
My man monster hath drowned his tongue in sack. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam ere I could recover the shore 35 leagues off and on. By this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant, monster, or my standard.
Your lieutenant, if you list. He's no standard.
Will not run, monsieur monster.
Nor go neither, but you'll lie like dogs and yet say nothing neither.
Mooncalf, speak once in thy life if thou beest a good mooncalf.
How does thy honor? Let me lick thy shoe. I'll not serve him. He is not valiant.
Thou liest, most ignorant monster. I am in case to jostle a constable. Why, thou debauched fish! Thou, was there ever a man a coward that hath drunk so much sack as I today? Wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Lo, how he mocks me! Wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth he, that a monster should be such a natural?
Lo, again! Bite him to death, I prithee.
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove a mutineer, the next tree. The poor monster's my subject, and he shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Mary, will I kneel and repeat it? I will stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee before, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorcerer that by his cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest.
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey, thou. I would my valiant master would destroy thee. I do not lie.
Tranquilo! If you trouble him any more in this tale, by this hand I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why, I said nothing.
Mum then, and no more. Proceed.
I say, by sorcery he got this iron. From me he got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on him, for I know thou darest, but this thing dare not.
That's most certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How now shall this be compassed? Canst thou bring me to the party?
Yea, yea, my lord, I'll yield him thee asleep, where thou mayst knock a nail into his head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
What a pied ninny's this, thou scurvy patch! I do beseech thy greatness, give him blows, and take his bottle from him. When that's gone, he shall drink naught but brine, for I'll not show him where the quick freshes are.
Tranquilo! Run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster one further word, and by this hand I'll turn my mercy out of doors and make a stockfish of thee.
Why? What did I? I did nothing. I'll go farther off.
Dost thou not say he lied?
Thou liest.
Do I so? Take thou that.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
As you like this,
Ow!
give me the lie another time.
I did not give the lie. Out of your wits and hearing too? A pox of your bottle. This can sack and drinking do. A murrain on your monster, and the devil take your fingers.
Now forward with your tale. Prithee, stand farther off.
Beat him enough. After a little time, I'll beat him too.
Stand farther. Come, proceed.
Why, as I told thee, 'tis a custom with him in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayst brain him, having first seized his books, or with a log batter his skull, or paunch him with a stake, or cut his weasand with thy knife. Remember first to possess his books, for without them he's but a sot as am I, nor hath not one spirit to command. They all do hate him as rootedly as I. Burn but his books. He has brave utensils, for so he calls them, which when he has a house he'll deck withal. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a nonpareil. I never saw a woman, but only sycorax, my dam, and she as far surpasseth sycorax, as greatest doth least.
Is it so brave a lass?
My lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring thee forth brave brood.
Monster, I will kill this man. His daughter and I will be king and queen. Save our graces, and Tranquilo and thyself shall be viceroys. Dost thou like the plot, Tranquilo?
Excellent.
Give me thy hand. I'm sorry I beat thee, but while thou livest, give a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour will he be asleep. Willst thou destroy him then?
Aye, on mine honor.
This will I tell my master.
Thou makest me merry. I am full of pleasure. Let us be jockered. Will you troll the catch you taught me but will err?
At thy request, monster, I will do reason any reason. Come on, Tranquilo, let us sing. Flout 'em and scout 'em and scout 'em and flout 'em. Thoughts is free.
That's not the tune.
What is this saying?
This is the tune of our catch, played by the picture of nobody.
If thou beest a man, show thyself in thy likeness. If thou beest a devil, take it as thou list.
Oh, forgive me my sins.
He that dies pays all debts. I defy thee. Mercy upon us.
Art thou afeard?
Oh, no, monster, not I.
Be not afeard. The isle is full of noise, sounds and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about mine ears, and sometimes voices that if I then had waked after long sleep will make me sleep again. And then in dreaming, the clouds methought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me. But when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This will be a brave kingdom to me, where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospero is destroyed.
That shall be by and by. I remember the story.
The sound is going away. Let's follow it and after do our work.
Lead, monster. We'll follow. I would I could see this troubadour. He lays it on.
Wilt come? I'll follow Stefano. Music.
Another part of the island. Enter Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, Gonzalo, Adrian, Francisco, and others.
I am Larkin. I can go no further, sir. My old bones ache. Here's a maze trod indeed through forthrights and meanders by your patience. I needs must rest me.
Oh, Lord, I cannot blame thee, who am myself attached with weariness. To the dulling of my spirits, sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hope and keep it no longer for my flatterer. He is drowned, whom thus we strayed to find, and the sea mocks our frustrate search on land. Well, let him go.
I'm right glad that he's so out of hope. Do not, for one repulse, forego the purpose that you resolve to effect.
Who's
The next advantage we will take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight. For now they are oppressed with travel. They will not, nor cannot use such vigilance as when they are fresh.
I say tonight, no more.
Marvelous, sweet music.
Solomon's strange music and Prospero on the top invisible. Enter several strange shapes, bringing in a banquet and dance about with gentle actions of salutations and inviting the king, etc. to eat. They depart. What harmony is this, my good friends? Hark!
A living drollery. Now I will believe that there are unicorns, that in Arabia there is one tree, the phoenix throne, one phoenix at this hour reigning there.
I will believe both, and what does else one credit come to me? And I will be sworn this true. Travelers never did lie, though fools at home condemn them.
If in Naples I should report this now, would they believe me?
Hey.
If I should say I saw such islanders, for certes these are people of the island, who, though they are of monstrous shape, yet note their manners are more gentle, kind, than of our human generation, you shall find many, nay, almost any.
Honest Lord, thou hast said well, for some of you there present are worse than devils.
I cannot too much muse such shapes, such gestures, and such sound expressing, although they want the use of tongue, a kind of excellent dumb discourse.
Praise in departing.
They vanish strangely.
No matter, since they have left their viands behind, for we have stomachs. Will to please you taste of what is here?
Not I.
Faith, sir,
Faith, sir,
you need not
You
fear.
need not fear.
When we were boys, who would believe that we were mountaineers? Dew-lapped like bulls whose throats had hanging at them wallets of flesh, or that there were such men whose heads stood in their breast, which now we find. Each putter out for 5, for 1 will bring us good warrant of.
I will stand to and feed, although my last, no matter, since I feel the best is past. Brother, my lord the duke, stand to and do as we. Thunder and lightning. Enter Ariel like a harpy, clapped his wings, and upon the table and with quaint device the banquet bent.
You are 3 men of sin, whom destiny that have to instrument this lower world. And what is in? The never surfeited sea have caused to belch up you, and on this island where man doth not inhabit, you monks men, being most unfit to live. I've made you mad, and even with such like whaler men hang and drown their proper selves.
Alonso, Sebastian, etc., draw their swords.
You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate, the elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds, or with bemock at steps, kill the still closing waters as diminish. One dowel that's in my plume, my fellow ministers are like invulnerable, you could hurt. Your swords are now too messy for your strength and will not be uplifted. But remember, for that's my business to you, that you 3 from Milan did supplant good Prospero, exposed unto the sea, which has requited him and his innocent child, for which foul deed the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures. Against your peace, thee of thy son Alonso, they have bereft and do pronounce by me, lingering perdition worse than any death can be at once, shall step by step attend. You and your ways, whose robes to guard you from, which herein this most desolate hour, else falls upon your heads, is nothing but heart sorrow and a clear life ensuing.
He vanishes in thunder, and then to soft music, enter the shapes again and dance, with mocks and mouths and carrying out the table.
Bravely the figure of this harpy hast thou performed, my Ariel. A grace it had devouring. Of my instruction hast thou nothing bate in what thou hadst to say. So with good life and observation strange, my meaner ministers their several kinds have done. My high charms work, and these mine enemies are all knit up in their distractions. They now are in my power, and in these fits I lead them, while I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned, and his and mine loved darling.
In the name of something holy, sir, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me, and the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, pronounced the name of Prosper. It did bask my trespass. Therefore my son to the ooze is bedded, and I'll seek him deeper than e'er plummet sounded, and with him there lie mudded.
But one fiend at a time. I'll fight their legions o'er.
I will be thy second.
Exit Sebastian and Antonio.
All 3 of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison given to work at great time after, now gins to bite the spirits. I do beseech you, that other supplier joints, follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to do.
Follow, I pray you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bravo!
I'm so sorry, my friends, that came a little late, but your spirit was with us. Thank you.
Not at all. It was glorious watching you all perform. It was wonderful being in the audience.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my friends. Thank you so much. Much, much appreciated.
Thank you, Richard.
What's that?
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good day, everyone.
Actually.
Bye-bye.